This is Lasting Conversations, and I'm Heather Lockett. Bonnie Roseman is in the house. She is a vivacious vavoom of a woman here in the West Palm Beach area. In Palm Beach, she just owns the whole county and New York and Nantucket, and she is extraordinary. She's here on this planet to make women feel comfortable and fun, and she dresses them up. We call them getting Bonnified. People come to her clients from all over the world, have been seeing Bonnie for over 40 years. She's been on radio, TV, the Today Show, HSN. She has an amazing line of art wear that she has, and I will let Bonnie speak to all that. What I love the most about Bonnie is her joie de vivre. She is out and about and just an outrageously personable social butterfly. Thank you for being here, Bonnie.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Heather.
Thank you. Thank you. So tell us, how do we get Bonnified?
Well, first you have to book an appointment. I do FaceTime with people all over the country because of the technology that has taken place today. I don't have to actually be in the same room as my client. It's a great way for me to keep in touch with everyone, no matter where they're living.
Right.
But ideally, if you happen to be in Palm Beach County or in the surrounding areas, or Nantucket in the summer, or New York in the fall, or California in the spring, you book an appointment with me and I come with my wares. It's kind of like the old-fashioned traveling salesperson, but I come in with a box full of treasures.
A box of goodies. And I've been to your West Palm studio, which is eclectic and full of color and full of life and full of so many choices. So what is it to be Bonnified? What is that?
Well, it's really getting people to get comfortable in their own skin and really shine.
Right.
And a lot of people don't have any idea what colors look good on them. They don't know how to accessorize their wardrobe. They're moving about a lot, but they don't know what fabrics to wear that don't wrinkle or things that are seasonless, that are comfortable, but also flattering. A lot of people have figure challenges, so I help them with what shapes to wear that will kind of accent the positive and disguise the negative. So it's a variety of things that I offer to make someone really look their best.
Well, and you have an eagle eye. You just can zero in. And I have appreciated when I've, one day, a few years back, I thought I was coming in for tea and I was in your amazing shop and you said, no, look at this and look at this and look at it this way. Especially when I had what I would consider a little more of a challenging figure. But it really helped. And you just know your way around color and fabric and to help us stretch our own imagination. I appreciated that as well. Right now I'm wearing one of your pieces, which I have always loved the scarves. And I want you to share about this because it is a piece of art and it's light and airy. And it's a bit outside the box. You can't find it in a store. And every time I've seen you wear one or one of somebody else around town, I'll say, oh, I know where you got that, because it's really special. And it is that outside the box thinking that kind of goes to what you were saying to help us think what is next and what is new and maybe what's a new chapter in our life. And maybe our bodies have changed. And who do we want to be today in a completely different, fun and fashionable way? I don't want to say fashionable, but that is part of it. But it's part of identity and being comfortable and travel. I will add the travel because that you love travel. And that's a lot of your clientele wheelhouse is people that can pack a bag and go.
Yeah. I think that number one, it has to start with the basics.
Yes.
I have to make sure that the client has the basic pant, the basic tunic, the basic dress, little black dress. I always say black because everybody could use simple black standard pieces. And you don't even have to get those pieces from me. I don't really care because they come in every price range. I have now, for the first time in all of my career, a collection of things that are in a very affordable price range. And that is a collection that I became a partner in. It's not all one-of-a-kind pieces.
Right.
And that line is attainable by so many people and all age groups and all shapes and sizes. So now I'm offering even the basics. But even if a client comes in with their own pieces, you know, the basic black slack, the black tunic, the dress, the little black shell top, then we really show how to take it to another level. And the scarves that you're referring to, I've been selling for 40 years. They've been made by 3 different artists. The first artist came to me 40 years ago. She had taken fabric and put it onto a stretcher board and painted silicone, which is like a rubber, onto the fabric, and then cut it with an X-Acto knife into these shapes like a fish or a pineapple or a leaf or a flower. And it gave the fabric a body and a weight and a substance, where a lot of silk scarves people don't know what to do with. They kind of fly away if they're rectangular or they're square. Like, how do I wear this? It's a lot of fabric, and people really get confused. I don't care if it's an Hermes scarf. I mean, they really don't know how to use it. But these we did long and narrow, and we created this substance adhering to the fabric to give it a weight so that you didn't have to even tie it. If you wanted to just put it around your neck, it almost became a piece of jewelry to the outfit and just made the outfit pop. So we offer that in a lot of shapes now and sizes. And we also have it in every color. And now we're doing prints. And what happened was the first artist who made them for me passed away. And I went on a sojourn across the U.S. and found another artist in New Orleans. And for 20 years, he was doing his own version of it. It took him a while to figure it out. And then he passed on. And I said, I'm not going to let this go, because I sell them, but I don't make them.
Right.
It's like a collaborative effort between the artist and myself. But I'm not sitting there with the stretcher board and the silicone and a brush.
Right.
So I found another woman, and she took it on. And so now I have a different artist with a different take of it. So I have people that have been collecting these things for 40 years. And if you see them, they're all unique and different. There's no two alike.
Right.
And so it's very exciting. I actually have a documentary film about it, and it's on YouTube under Bonnie Roseman's Travels with the Magical Scarf.
No kidding.
And also on my website under short films under bonnieroseman.com.
Right.
And it's called that because they really have a magic. And when you wear them, and I'm looking at what you're wearing today, Heather, and Heather's wearing a beautiful red, very vibrant, kind of a scarlet red long sleeve shell top, scoop neck. And then you take the scarf, and whether she ties it close to the neck or just drapes it over her neck or wears it around her shoulder area if she has a little chill, it just pops the whole outfit. And it's extraordinary. It takes something ordinary and it makes your outfit extraordinary. And I do that with so many other designers. It's, again, a collaborative effort because I know what people need and want. And the designers a lot of times don't have a clue, but they have the talent to make these things. So I'm the perfect person to show them how to make what they do very saleable and wearable.
You're a dresser, and you really can draw that out of people and send them on their way, which is really, really so fun. Part of your joie de vivre is you just your energy level is extraordinary. And on a weekend, I have lost count when I see all your posts, your social, you're here and you're here and you're here and you go to theater. Tell us about your energy and where did all of this come from, this love and passion that you have? And I'll pop in. I just went to your 70th celebration, which that alone had 6 different venue events to say happy birthday to Bonnie.
5.
And so kicking in yet another decade, to have joy of life and living, and that 70 is just one little number. It doesn't mean a thing. So, and I appreciate too that your clothing line and what you're dressing women of all ages, but, of a certain age to just kick it and have a blast.
Age is truly just a number.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been living life to the fullest every day for as long as I can remember.
Where did that come from? Has that just been you, or did your family have that kind of zhuzh as well?
I came from a family with 4 children. I was 3 out of 4. My parents did expose us to theater, and I was listening to Broadway show tunes and listening to the albums on their hi-fi set, and memorized every song. And we were 90 minutes from Manhattan, so we would occasionally go and see a Broadway show. And they would take me to see the Philadelphia Orchestra play. And in the summertime, we would sit on a blanket and listen to the symphonic orchestra. And so they exposed me to that, and took me to the Philadelphia Art Museum. And it started as a kid. And then I also worked at my father's drugstore, and he had a soda fountain.
Oh, fun. So with the little swivel seats at the top and everything.
Yeah. And I used to help him make sodas and ice cream sundaes, and help them fill in the candy area. And so I learned how to deal with the public since I was 5.
Wonderful.
And, it was all about service. My father just really tended to every customer, even though he was behind, doing the prescriptions. He and my mother taught me how to deal with people. And so at the age of 5, I realized I was really into what I was going to wear to school the next day. And I would lay my little outfit out on the bed with the socks even in the shoe.
No kidding.
And really get excited about putting together my look for the day. And so it started when I was 5, and my mother picked up on this little interest that I had in fashion, and she wouldn't go shopping without me. And then before you knew it, I was shopping with all my friends. Their mothers would take me along because their kids wanted to have my opinion, and they even wanted my opinion. So it was like a gift that I had from the time I was 5.
That is just, I love that story. That is just extraordinary. So then it flew from there. And so do you want to talk about earlier in your career? So because you have been around the who's who of the who's who in your career.
Well, I moved to Los Angeles in 1973. I got married, which is, I was 20 years old, and I went to graduate school. And then I realized after going to school for I got a graduate teaching credential, that I'm great with people, but I really love fashion. So I tried I did different sales positions. I actually sold equipment for office companies that make office equipment, copy machines, word processing equipment. And I realized, no, this is not me. I really love fashion. Why don't I sell fashion? I love art. Why don't I sell art? So my first job was at an art gallery. And I was selling paintings, weaving, sculpture, ceramic art, watercolors, photography. And so the reason why my place today that you came to is like an art gallery.
It does look like an art gallery.
Is because I would sell so many things for various artists that they would give me a piece of theirs as a thank you. And also I would purchase a piece. And so I've amassed over the last 40 years, over 300 pieces of original art. But then I started to realize wearable art, to see an artist do a woven belt with beautiful shells, or to see an artist make an evening bag from a dried gourd and then lay pearls into it. And to find an artist who took opals and ended up making them look like feathers. And I just was dazzled by this artistic talent of wearable pieces of art that these artists created, and started to sell the wearable art. And eventually designed a very classic line of clothing in silk to go with these beautiful pieces of art. And before you knew it, I was in Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, and people would stop me. where did you get that beautiful suit? Where did you get that tuxedo jacket? I would dress it up, dress it down, wear it with a scarf.
I love a tuxedo jacket. Just saying, I do.
I would do it with a shawl collar and satin. And then I ended up at a car wash, and I ended up sitting next to Rosemary Stack, who was Robert Stack's wife. And then she said, how can I see these clothes? I love what you're wearing today, at a car wash.
At a car wash.
In Beverly Hills.
There you go.
And so I gave her my card, and she said, would you come to me? And I said, absolutely. So then she would have me go into her closet, see what she already had. Then I would pull things out of my trunk that would work with what she existingly owned. Mm-hmm. And then she would say, I've got to call a few friends. And her friends were people like Barbara Sinatra, Edie Gourmet, Dinah Shore, and so on. And before you knew it, I was doing house calls and meeting Frank Sinatra and having a cup of coffee and sitting with them in their house and dressing Barbara Sinatra. She wore my tuxedo suit when he was honored at the Kennedy Center.
Well, that's being Bonnified. My goodness. That's very, very exciting. And how extraordinary. And just what has been the most fun, if you can even describe it? Because again, from my perspective, every day is a fun day for you. But has there been the proverbial pinnacle, or are you still pinnacling? You're still doing new and different and amazing things?
Well, for me, I never want it to end. I'm just going to keep on doing the best I can day in and day out, because it keeps my interest and it keeps me young. And I seem to really make people feel good. And that's a wonderful thing. And I'm constantly being pursued by artists that want help in making their things more saleable. So I love collaborations, and I'm constantly adding new products to my line. And so I'm never bored. You know, I've got everything from knits to scarves to belts to handbags to earrings to necklaces and bracelets and tunics and blouses and knit sweaters. And it goes on and on. There isn't anything that doesn't turn me on. If it's made out of a fabric or a metal or a silk or a shell or so it's amazing how things can be transformed into beautiful pieces to wear. That just fascinates me.
Well, and I love it. And actually my previous guest is also in fashion, and her passion is working with young people of differing abilities and autistic spectrum, neuro challenges. And so in a very similar thing, she helps them draw out of their own selves, their artistic abilities. And so they take pants and jackets and shirts and things and recreate them and put their mark on them. And they have their own fashion lines, and they have their own runway shows and their business cards. And she's extraordinary. And I'll give you her name. So right here in this community is more the blossom of what is art, what we can wear as art versus having it on a wall, or God forbid, and I have a few pieces that are stuck in a closet somewhere because we haven't hung it up. So why not wear our fun? But to have that representation for an artist of any ability to express themselves and have people purchase and enjoy the fun and the color.
I would be very interested in seeing what these kids are doing.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
It just sounds fantastic.
Thank you. It truly is amazing. The other thing that is coming to mind is, so the fashion and the clothing and the texture itself, it hits all of your senses and you love it. But my sense of you also is your love of people. You love being with people. They give you that zhuzh. And so you get so excited when you're dancing with somebody, where you are enjoying somebody's company. You make dinner for yourself, you make beautiful meals for yourself and also your guests. So tell me more about the people part. You're here in West Palm and then you go to Nantucket and you're always with people and you just love it.
Well, I mean, I'm very particular who I spend my time with.
Well, there's that too, right? And we get to choose.
I'm really selective on whose energy I want to be around. And I don't like to be around people that drain me. and try to bring the energy down.
Right.
I'm a very upbeat, positive person.
Right.
And so I seemingly, like a magnet, draw like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes a difference to me. I don't want to be around people that come from a place of negativity
Mm-hmm.
and darkness. And I like to be around people that are bright and have a lot of light and also are self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did a lot of work over the years on myself, and I'm very comfortable in my own skin. I've been married I've had 2 long-term marriages. I always say I wore both husbands out. So
that's adorable.
I really had 2 long-term ones. So it wasn't like it was a fly-by-night relationships,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been on my own for quite a while now. And I have really enjoyed my own company. It's not that I'm not open to meeting someone and sharing time with someone, a companion of sorts, but I don't want anybody's energy to bring me down,
Mm-hmm.
to zap me,
Mm-hmm.
or to try to change me, or, rein me in. I just want to do what I want to do, go where I want to go. And I love to cook.
Mm-hmm.
And so it came to me, why not continue to cook? Whether I'm cooking for a partner or not,
Mm-hmm.
it shouldn't make a difference. So I make beautiful dinners, and I light the candle, and I play great music, and I just take care of me. If I take care of me, I feel I am setting an example. I do feel that by sharing my meals online and and documenting a lot of the things that I do by myself,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm inspiring other people to realize that it's important to take care of yourself and to know that you have to be whole before you can really give to anyone else.
That's so, so, so true. So there is the social aspect. And also I appreciate what you said, that there is almost an intent behind it, which is we're here to have fun. And also, but it starts with me. It starts with me and enjoying my own company. And another guest that I had, Ariante, has one of his art pieces literally called Buying Roses for Myself. And it speaks to that very nature of, we get to date ourselves first and feel comfortable in our own skin, in our own home, and set the table for ourselves or buy the flowers for ourselves first. Because if we can't do that, we're really no good to anybody else, ultimately. And he's another beautiful person that he's on his way to Atlanta to light that city on fire. But so again, enjoying our own company and having that downtime, because it can be exhausting, flitting around in all these amazing ways. But I love the combination of both. Like, here's the world. Let's have an adventure. Let's dance and let's hug and raise a glass. And also, this is my moment to just me. This is a Sunday morning or a Friday night, and I've made this meal for me. Right?
I love it.
Yeah.
What can I say? I really enjoy.
You do.
I
You
feel
do.
that I have balance in my life,
Yeah.
and I try to just share that with others, and perhaps they'll pick up on that too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm just being me, and some people respond to that and others don't. It's just the way it is. You can't be liked by everyone.
Right.
I'm not dressing everyone. My things aren't for every single person. It's just my take on what I think is special.
Right.
But I certainly know how to take what you have. The main thing is with my profession, mm-hmm. is that people come to me and go, would you come to my closet and take what I existingly own and help me pop it? And mm-hmm. I go, oh my God, that's exactly what I do.
Right.
It would be my pleasure. And they asked me, do you charge by the hour for such a thing? And I said, well, very rarely when I come and do something like that, do I feel the need to charge an extra fee for my time to bring it out to you because you're getting all these wonderful things from me that it's a win-win. So it's not very often that I've had to go out and do a house call and end up, without someone purchasing, something very beautiful to go with what they already own. So, but they can come to me, but I like also doing the house call. So I do both. That's kind of how I started. And I have clients in 35 cities in 29 states because I drove across the U.S. and through word of mouth and referral, I build up a clientele to help wardrobe people all across the country. That's
so beautiful. So what would you say, as we're going to round out our conversation, for women of a certain age, and you dress all ages and all professions and every body, and yet here we are, that sometimes I hear from women that, well, my age, or I'm too old, or I'm too this, or I'm too that. Can you speak to that and just help us blow all that out the water? Because you live from a number doesn't matter. It is mindset. And so that you're here to help shift that whole paradigm. So what would be some encouraging and parting words as we're rounding out our conversation here?
I do think that people should really focus on what gives them joy, and then share that joy with the world. And it becomes effortless. But the main thing is that if you do look good and you take care of yourself and you take care of your skin and you make sure that your hair looks nice and you have an attractive hairstyle and are well groomed, and then you wear something simple but with a pizzazz, a little pop, and add color, whatever color is best for you. It changes your whole attitude walking through the day in your own skin, but looking your best, not just for yourself, but others. It's giving out to the world a lot of energy and light. And then it comes back to you. It's just this synchronicity that takes place between you and others. And it's what keeps you young. Doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your shape. So it all starts with your attitude, but then you've got to look the part. And that's where I come in.
Well, I love that idea where, have your inner shine, your inner sparkle, and then dress it up and add more sparkle and shine for the rest of the world to see what is already shining from the inside. And now we get to see the rest of it on the outside as well.
So I have 3 golden rules that I give people.
Okay.
And we can kind of conclude on this. I call it BLT.
Bonnie's BLT, yes.
And it's not bacon, lettuce, and tomato. It stands for my 3 golden rules, which are B, build your wardrobe with classic pieces. L, liven your wardrobe with fun novelty items. And T, tweak your wardrobe with touches of color. Most important, feel good, but look even better.
There you are, Bonnie Roseman. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Heather. It was a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. And thank you for listening. Please be sure to like, follow, review, and share this podcast. And if you'd like to be part of the conversation, send emails to podcast@lastingconversations.com and find us on Facebook. This is Lasting Conversations. We get to the heart of everything.